All right, here we go. All right. Okay, so number one, what we do have to do is convert the equation in vertex form. Okay, I'm sorry, but this one required decimals. All right, and I apologize for that. I will hopefully fix that for the test. All right, so this one is you have to complete the square. So remember, we're talking about the, so I'm going to subtract the 5 first. All right, there's going to be a little bit of a delay. All right, so just with the zoom. And then you're going to complete the square by pulling out the 2, x squared minus 3x. All right. And then you're gonna divide the 3 by 2, which is 1.5, and then square it. And then you're gonna add 2.25. So I'm gonna put that in red. I'm gonna add 2.25 because again, 3 divided by 2 is 1.5, 1 and 1/2, and 1 and 1/2 to the second power is 2.25. But when I multiply, when I have this 2.25, I have to multiply it by 2 to get what? 4.5. And so what ends up happening is this is y minus 1/2 is equal to 2x minus 1.5 squared. All right. And that's our vertex. So our vertex, or that's our vertex form. So our vertex is 1 and 1/2 and 1/2. Okay. So when I put this together, I want to graph this. 1.5 is 1, 2, 1.5 is right here, and 1/2 is right here, so it'll be like right here. Let me erase that a little bit. All right. It said graph the equation. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in numbers left and right of the vertex. So we have 1 and 2, and then 0 and 3. All right, we're going to plug that in here to the, let's use the, I guess just use the standard form. We'll get the y values here. So it'll be what? Y is equal to 2 times 1 squared minus 6 times 1 plus 5. 1 squared is 1 times 2 is 2 minus 6 plus 5. This is -4 plus 5 would be 1. So both the 2 and the 1 will have a y value of 1. Okay. And you plug in 0. Because if you plug in 2, remember, you'll have a y value of 1. Plug in 0. It's going to equal 5, right? Because this is 0, this is 0, so that's 5. So also 3 will also have a y value of 5. So 0, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then right here. And this is your parabola here. Find the solutions to the equation. The solutions, this is no solution. Why does this not have a solution? Because it doesn't go through the x-axis. And the axis of symmetry would be what? What's this line right here? This vertical line. What's the equation of this vertical line? Yeah.
X equals 1/2.
Yep, 1.5. So circle all your answers too when you guys get to this. I know this is like a hodgepodge of things going on, right? And so there's a lot going on. Please circle your answers and I'll kind of know like what to do, what to look for. All right. Any questions on this?
If there was a solution, what would it look like? It would just be points.
So it would just be points on the x-axis. And how do you find the solutions? By factoring or by quadratic formula. Okay. So, but yeah, it would just be points on the x-axis. Cool.
And well, the big picture would just be points.
Cool. Number 2. All right. This is supposed to be converted in standard form. So y equals 3 and then x minus 4 times x minus 4 plus 7. This FOIL it out, it'll be 3 and then x squared minus 4x plus 16 plus 7. Distribute the 3 or combine like terms.
Is there a reason why you use brackets?
No, I just wanted parentheses because just to decipher from between this and this. Brackets and parentheses are the same thing. So good question. So it'll be 3x squared minus 24x plus 48 plus 7. And then so it's 3x squared minus 24x plus 55. This is standard form. What, graph the equation? So I'm going to use the vertex from the vertex form. That is 4 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what are the numbers we're going to choose for our table?
3 and 5.
3 and 5, and what else? 2 and 6, okay? And let's use vertex form because I think that's a little easier. Y is equal to 3x minus 4 squared plus 7. So y is equal to 3 and then 3 minus 4 squared plus 7. -1, -1 squared is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Plus 7 is 10. That means that if I plug in 5, it's also going to be 10. So 3, 10. So 8, 9, 10. It'll be right here. And it'll be right here. And plug in another point, plug in 2. Y is equal to 3 and then 2 minus 4 squared plus 7. 2 minus 4 is -2. -2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 7 is 19. So 6 will also be 19. So I'm just going to draw it up here. Oh. Okay. Okay. What's on with this? Okay. All right. Are we good? All right. Any questions on that? There's going to be no solution, right? Because why? The graph doesn't hit the x-axis. What's the axis of symmetry? X equals what? Was it? 4. Circle all your answers, please. Okay. All right. I think we're good. I think these first 2 questions are good. I think we've kind of gone over a lot of these because we did the daily quiz on this, so we should be fine. I'm hoping for at least these 2 problems. Are we good? All right. Okay. Number 2 here. All right. This is where we had a lot of trouble. I had a lot of trouble because I kept forgetting certain things, and so try to like pay attention and try to if you catch me on something, catch me. Okay, so please, all right. So this is, let's describe the transformation. First of all, what function? What's the parent function? Is it linear? It's the absolute value. So it's absolute value. Okay. What does the minus sign do? Does it reflect over what? Bless you. Over what? Y-axis. Good job. What does a 2 do? It's a what? Horizontal shrink. Good job. By what? 1/2. Good job. All right. What do we do inside right here? We have to factor, right? Y equals -2, right? Oops. Absolute value, -2, and then x plus 3, right? You guys remember that? Plus 3. Right, we have to factor out the -2. So what happens here? It's a, how much are we going, left or right? Shift left, right? 3 times. And then what? go up 3, shift up 3. Right? Are we good? And I think that's it, right? I don't think we would do anything else.
Says graph.
Yeah, but I mean, just describing the transformation, right? We're good? All right, now let's graph. Because we factored out the, you see this right here? Yeah, factor out the -2. And that's why, we factor out the negative, that minus sign turns +2.
Yeah, but why?
Because it's just, I mean, I hate to like say it this way, but it just doesn't. Like whenever you have a graph like this and you have an equation like that, it will shift it 3 to the left and up 3, right?
So, yeah, if I shifted like 6, that would be wrong.
Yes. So make sure again, you take out the 2 first. And then make sure you get that, put that parentheses in there and then it'll shift left 3. Yeah, good. Sorry, do I factor for what? Any function that wherever it's inside the function, whether so if it was like this, like 3x plus 3 cubed, whatever. Yeah, you're still doing that. It would be 3 and then x plus 1 cubed, right? And then you're shifting left 1 from there. Okay, good questions. This is a lot, so it's hard to remember all this stuff. So try to kind of okay. All right, so now this is where it got kind of confusing. What I did, and you guys could start, okay, so right now, you know, the vertex is at -3 and +3. That's like right here, right? And we know that it's going to do something like this, right? It's gonna do some kind of V form, right? And why is it going to point down? Because it's negative, right? Actually, no, sorry. I'm sorry. Let me redo that. It's gonna reflect over the y-axis, so it's not. So it's gonna be doing this. Okay. All right. I corrected myself. All right. So yeah. So there's that. Okay. So we know that it's gonna look something like that. It's gonna shift left 3 and up 3, right? Okay. And then that negative inside reflects over the y-axis. It doesn't reflect over the x-axis. Okay. But what I did was, and I either like to when I put the table together, I feel like this is a little bit too long. So what I do is I either plug this in a -2x here, or I use this. I use so that's kind of like my parent function. Okay, that I kind of do that. So that way, after I'm done with that, I just have to shift left 3 and up 3. You get what I'm saying? All right. So this is kind of like my basis right here. All right. So you can do the negative, that's fine. If you want to do the positive, that's fine. Either way. With this though, you just have to make sure that you reflect over the y-axis. Okay, which is, yeah, just make sure that you reflect over the y-axis. But I like to simplify it so that way I know, hey, once I do that, I'm just going to go left 3 and I'm fine. Okay, does that make sense? Is anybody confused with that? I'd say is probably one of the first steps. You should probably do that. And then doing the left and right, up and down, would probably be the very last step. I would probably do that. Okay. Yes.
So with reflecting over the y-axis, every single number that you get, you just have to be like putting the opposite sign.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So you
yeah, you're switching the x values, right? The negative x values become positive and the positive x values become negative, right? That's what it means, right? So, right. Well, anyway, let's talk about, so let me give you another example, okay, before we move on. Okay, so if I have y equals, let's say, let's start with linears, okay? Y equals 2x, right? Or y equals 2x plus 3, right? That's a slope intercept thing, right? Why not? What I'm saying is graph y equals 2x, and then what do you do after that? And then move it up 3 times, right? Okay. If I have y equals the square root of, let's say 2x plus 4, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to graph y equals radical 2x, and then what? And I could factor this out. It'll be 2x plus 2. So what's the difference between this and this? What's the difference between this problem and this problem? on the graph?
X is really multiplied by 2.
Well, they're both doing that, right? This and this, right? 2 and X are still being multiplied, but what does this do? Yeah, all this does is left 2, right? So why don't I just use this equation, right? And then once I'm done with that equation, I can just shift left 2, right? Instead of using this equation, because I just feel like it's a little bit longer. But again, you could use that equation. I just want to make sure, I just want you guys to make those connections, okay? What about something like this, like y equals x cubed and y equals x minus 4 cubed? So this one is their parent, right? What happens? I shift this equation, what? Right 4, right? So why don't I use this equation for the table? Because it's so much easier, right? And then shift it right 4. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Is that cool? All right, so let's do that. Let's do that with this. All right. I don't know if I'm going to erase it. Oh, I can't. Okay. So negative 2x. Let's just do negative 2x. So let's use 0, 1, 2, and then negative 1, negative 2. So y is equal to negative 2 times 0. So that's 0, 0. Y is equal to negative 2 times 1, which is negative 2. Absolute value is positive 2, right? Y equals negative 2 times 2, which is negative 4. Absolute value. Negative 4 is positive 4. And if I plug in the negative, it's going to be the same thing. There's going to be 2, and it's going to be 4. So what happens here? It's 0, 0, 1, 2, negative 1, 2, 2, 4, and negative 2, 4. It's going to look something like this. Right? And then what happens here? Now look at this transformation. I'm taking this what's this plus 3 mean? Shift what? Left 3 and then up 3. Okay, so I'm gonna go left 3, 1, 2, 3, and up 3, 1, 2, 3. I think like something like this. And you've graphed it. Okay. Cool. Are there any questions on that? Okay. Maybe not do, yeah. Okay. Number 3. Anybody know the equation for this one? Anybody get it? Y equals what? Cubic function, so it's going to be if it's cubic, it's a third to the third power. Horizontal stretch by 3. What does that look like? Is it 3 or 1/3? 1/3, right? And then what? X plus 7. Good job. Inside. And then what? Minus 1. So make sure you put the x plus 7 in parentheses. All right. Because that explains the shift. All right.
Oh, I got that.
Cool. Good job. All right. Next one, radical function. Y is equal to what? So radical function, vertical shrink by 1/2. Where does that go? 2 outside, right? Shift right by 7. So it'd be what? X minus 7 inside, right? And then down 5, the minus 5 goes out here. Reflect over the x-axis is what? Yeah.
Don't you only reverse the number if it's on the inside?
Oh, you're right. Sorry. It's 1/2. My bad. There you go. That is 10 push-ups right there. All right. Geez, Riley gets so. This is when Riley really pays attention here. You know. Geez, all right. I got you. I'll do 10. All right. All right. So you're right. 1/2. My bad. So then, but again, and these mistakes though, like I make them, so you're gonna make them, like, you can make them too, so just be humble about it and just go, okay, like, you gotta be aware of this, okay? And then what else? What was the last part? Reflect over the x-axis, where does it go? Negative 1/2, good job. So let me rewrite it. Y is equal to negative 1/2 radical x minus 7, and the minus 5 has to be outside of the radical. All right? Are we good? That's good. Now I get to push-ups, right? So that's good.
Yes.
So it gets boring after a while. So I probably have to do different punishments or something like that. Maybe I have to like dance or something like that. Right? Just have to do good shit. Back in college, I had my own dance that but I can't do it anymore because I'll hurt myself. So no. All right, here you go. All right, so following the graph, give the equation of both parabolas in standard form and vertex form. All right, so let's get it in vertex form first. So remember, vertex form is y. It's either y minus k is equal to a and then x minus h squared, or you could do y equals a and then x minus h squared plus k. Either way is fine. But just know the differences, okay? Let's do the I guess the pinkish one right here, this one. All right. What's the vertex on this one? And let's count by ones here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be 2, 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it in. Let's use the top one. Y minus 5 is equal to a and then x minus 2 squared. Everybody understand that so far? We kind of did this at the drug companies one. Remember that allergy and flu medication one? All right. Then what are we going to do? We're going to plug in any point on this parabola for the x and y so that we can find the a right here. All right. Look at this right here. 1, 2, 3. Look at this point right here. 0, 3, right? So I'm going to temporarily, again, plug in 0 for x, 3 for y, so that I can find the a. All right. So it'll be 3 minus 5 is equal to a, and then 0 minus 2 squared. Are we good? Life good?
Compound is just a reflection of the x.
For a?
Well, the first one, I just got y equals x plus 2 squared plus 2.
Let me finish this out because I'm recording and then I could maybe try to get back to that. Okay. I don't y equals x plus 2 squared. Well, we'll talk about it. Okay, so now what do we do? What's 3 minus 5? Negative 2 is equal to, this is negative 2 squared, which is 4a, right? You divide by 4, a is equal to what? Negative 1/2. All right, so from there, you go y is equal to, or sorry, is y minus 5 is equal to negative 1/2 x minus 2 squared. We good? Next part is what? Y minus 5 is equal to negative 1/2, and then x minus 2 times x minus 2. So this is vertex form. So you go y minus 5 is equal to, and then so this will be x squared minus 4x plus 4. So it'll be 1/2 x squared minus 2x plus 2. I add the 5. So y is equal to 1/2 x squared minus 2x plus 7. And in standard form, generally we don't want fractions. So we multiply everything by 2. So y is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 14. All right. Life good? Okay.
Well,
Jeffrey, it's like so demoralizing when I put all this stuff and go, how? What did you do? All right. I'll do it. We'll talk about that. Let me just finish it up, okay? All right, and then number 5, I'm kidding about it. All right. Number 5 is $15 off the pair of shoes. So I believe the f of x is equal to x minus 15, right? X is the original price, right? And then the g of x is the 0.8x, right? It's the 20% off, right? So you're only going to pay 80% of the price. Are we good? All right. So what ends up happening is the write-up function that represents how you would pay how you would pay if you use the $15 coupon off first. So if you pay the $15 off coupon first, it would be see, x minus 15. It would be 0.8 times x minus 15. So this would be the g of f of x. Okay. And then the next one would be the f of g of x, which is 0.8 x minus 15. Are we good? So now if I plug this in, right, y is equal to 0.8 x minus 15, and y is equal to 0.8 x minus 15. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in 100 for each. So if you plugged in 100 for the x, what do you get for the top one and what do you get for the bottom one? 100 minus 15 would be 85. 85 times 0.8 would be what? 68. The cost would be $68 here. If I did 0.8 times 100, that's what? 80, right? 80 minus 15 would be 65. Okay, so you would do the 20% off first before you take away the 15. Right? It's on your phones, please. Let's get off our phones. Don't mess around. Okay. I'll take if you guys are doing the math, that's fine. If you're like on Slater or something like that, that's fine. Today. Just today. Don't say like, oh, Mr. Tracy, I can do this later. All right. Cool. All right. Next thing, number 6 is sort of giving you a little bit of a context for this problem. But you have the original function, and that was supposed to be the f of x. Okay, I should have written out the directions. The g of x is equal to the inverse of the original function. You guys remember how to do the inverse? The inverse is y is equal to 2 over 3 x minus 6. What do you next? Good job. So you switch x and y. And then you solve for y, right? So you add the 6. So it'll be x plus 6 is equal to 2 over 3y. Next step is what? Multiply 3 over 2 to both sides. So what? 3 over 2x plus 9 is equal to y. Okay? So this is your g of x here. All right? What you need to do is you need to find the g of f of x, and you need to find the f of g of x and the g of f of x. Okay? So plug this in here. So the g of x is 3x plus 9. What you're going to do is you're going to 2 over 3 and then 3 over 2. Right? 3 over 2x plus 9 minus 9. No, plus minus 6. Distribute. So it will be x plus 6 minus 6, and that's x. And then over here, you're gonna do, y is equal to 3/2, and then 2/3x minus 6, plus 9. Distribute, so it'll be x minus 9 plus 9, which is also x. All right, so you just verify through the composite functions that they are inverses of one another. Okay, yeah.
So if one of the composite functions aren't equal to x or whatever, does that throw out the entire thing and just make it no solution?
Well, that means in this situation that they aren't inverses of one another. So you have to find what the inverse is. So that means that you did something wrong here.
Oh.
Okay.
But in an actual equation, would that be the case? Would it just be no solution?
Yeah, or not, it would be no, it would be, it's not the inverse. Just say, yeah, I can't verify the inverse. Because all you're doing right here is just verify the inverse. Cool. All right, number 7. Let's there's 2 ways of doing this. There's one where you can plug in this is the interval notation. You can just plug those numbers in and then try to get but let's just graph all 3 equations and then just erase what we need to erase. Okay. All right. So we have 3x plus 2. So let's draw this in red right here. So 3x plus 2 is up here, 3, up 2, up 3, right 1. And this is the line right here. I have to draw this accurately. Okay. Let's do it in blue. This is 4. Okay, so at y equals 4, that's going to be a horizontal line at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to draw a line this way. Oh, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. It's all really delighting in that too much. All right. And then the last one would be -3. So you go down 3, 1, 2, 3. And you go up 1, right 2. And are we good there so far? Okay. Then we're gonna use the interval notation to kind of erase. You guys could erase what you need to erase. So we only need this line from 0 to 3. We only need this line from 0 to 3 here. So 0 to 3 would be the x. So it'd be right here. What would be 3? Well, let me do it in yellow. 1, 0, like right here. Okay, so you see where those 2 yellow marks are? I'm gonna erase everything else outside of that. Woo! Oh, hold on to it. Right, and then I'm gonna erase. Oh, I can't erase it. They won't let me erase it. I moved it, that's why. Anyway, you only need this portion right here. I'm gonna cross it out. I'm gonna mark in black what you don't need. That's probably better. That's all I could do. I can't erase it on my thing. So this portion right here is what you don't need. You should erase that part. Okay. All right. What about the blue line? The blue line, I only need it from 3 to 7. So at 3, 1, 2, 3, open circle, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. Everything else I don't need. All right. And then the last one is between 7 and 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. 1, 2, I should be open circle. 1, 2, sorry, 8, 9, 10, closed circle. I can erase the rest. I can erase this. So whatever's marked in black, you can't. Can I erase this? I can erase this too. Okay. So it's just only that red line that I can't erase. Okay. I don't know why that happened, but. So that, you see that red line, I couldn't erase that red portion. So if you guys could, all right. We good?
And then that would just be our answer.
That'll be your answer, yeah. All right. Last one. Okay. I didn't quite solve this out yet. Bob starts out at school at 7 a.m. Did you guys put minutes on the x-axis and then miles on the y-axis, or what did you do? What did you guys do? Time always goes on the x-axis. Thank you. That's a good point. I forgot about that. That's right. Time and I knew you could say that. All right, and then miles, distance. All right. So let's go in increments of 5 because it looks like it's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And this will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay. So it starts at 7 a.m. and drives in 10 miles, 15 minutes. So 15 minutes, 15 and 10 is right here, right? Yeah, it's fine. We'll just extend it. All right, we good here? He then stops for 30 minutes. So if he stops for 30 minutes, what happens? He goes from 15 to 45, right? And so it's this line right here, right? Afraid that he might be late for school, he continues driving a little faster for another 20 minutes and covers 18 miles. So for 20 minutes from 45 to what? 65, right? 55, 60, 65. At 65, where would he be? 28 miles. Good job. 28 is like right here. From that point, he jogged the remaining 3 miles to get to school in 45 minutes. I guess that's kind of, that's kind of a bad statement. I'm thinking he ran 3 miles in 45 minutes. That's more like it, right? I mean, or he walked. That's probably more of a walking pace, right? So from 45 minutes, that's going to be what, 110 minutes, right? Because from 65 to 70, so that'll be 110 minutes, right? He went the last 3 miles right there. So that would be at 28, it'd be at 31, right? Okay. Now that's pretty straightforward. I think the graph is fine, right? It's just now putting the equations together. All right. All right. So what's the equation of this first line right here? Anybody know? The first two are pretty straightforward. Y is equal to, what's the slope? Up 10 over 15, right? So it would be 2 over 3x. Okay, that one's pretty easy, right? Because the y-intercept is at 0, right? What's the interval on that? From what? 0 to 15, right? Number 2 is what? Y is equal to from 15. So it's what? Y is equal to 10 from 15 to 45, right? Okay. These two are pretty hard. But how do we get this? What's the slope on this third line right here? Y is equal to what? He got there at what? That took 18, he took 20 minutes to cover 18 miles, right? So it's rise over run, which is 18 over 20, right? Which is 9 over 10. X. Okay, we don't know what the B is, right? How do you find the B? How do you find the B? Good job. Plug in any X and Y value on this line right here. So let's plug in 45 and 10. So 10 is equal to 9 over 10 times 45 plus B. Cancel, cancel. That's what? 5. So that's 2 and 9. 81 over 2 plus B is equal to 10. I'll finish off. I mean, you guys could go, but I'll finish off this problem and then watch it online. Yes. All right. So what you're going to do is, this is what, 40 and a half. I promise you I'll do it. So, and then actually it's none. B is equal to negative 30.5. Hey guys, this is a recording, so let me just finish this up, okay? So Y is equal to 9 over 10x minus 30 and a half. All right, and then the last line would be, this is what, 65 and 28. 65 and 28. And the slope would be 3 miles, 3 over 45. So it'd be Y is equal to 3 over 45. X plus B. Plug these numbers in. It would be 28 is equal to 3 over 45 times 65 plus B. 3 times 60 plus, this would be 9, and this would be 13. To be 39 over 9 plus B is equal to 28. Subtract B, 39 over 9. 39 over 9 is 4.3. So 28 minus 4.3 is 27.3, 23.7. So Y is equal to 3 over 45x plus 23.7. All right, so those are your final equations. So Y is equal to 3 over 45x plus 23.7. And that is between 65 and 110. And the equation before that is Y is equal to 9 over 10x minus 30 and a half. And that is between 45 and 65. Oops. All right. And that's it.